Welcome to Thor training video 4 of 5. In this we're going to go over NEC 220.85, exception rule for optional calculation, and then we'll go over load shedding also. Well, first of all, let's go with load shedding. Right here we have load shedding button. If we were to click on this, then we would see what we would have presented here. Enter the load management statement that prints out on the top of your printout. Load management according to NEC 702 optional standby systems. Also, it allows you to change what the line amps is going to state. In this case, line amps after load management, and this line allows you to modify the neutral amps after load management. Okay, by clicking on this, we now activate the load shedding. So if we go down and look at our total amps right now is 197.8. We have nothing shedding, but we have the capability of shedding. So let's go to ranges, and let's shed some ranges here. We'll shed this one, and this one, and update. Now notice, look, the line amperage dropped to 128.5. Now let's go to dryers, and we'll also shed the dryers because these are heavy loads, and updating. Now line amps has dropped to 64. Heating systems, will shed the heating system. Heat pump, will shed the heat pump. We'll also shed the air conditioning, and update. Now we're down to 31.3 amps. We can continue to shed loads if we go to appliances, but at this point we've only got a 1/3 horsepower garbage disposal, which doesn't really make much sense to shed it. So if we were trying to figure out what our generator requirements would be by shedding these loads, we have 31.3 amps. Okay, and if we wanted to disable all the load shedding, we go ahead and click this button and hit update. Now we're back to 197.8. Let's look at the two print-offs. So let's go ahead and print off with B only. Scrolling down, we see the verbiage. It says service or feeder amps 198, and then it says total neutral amps is 122. Now when we shed the loads and do a print off of the same print off, we see now it says load management in accordance to NEC 702 standby optional systems. And we go down and we see line amps after load management is 31 amps. Line neutral amps after management is 30. So it's a convenient way to see what the load shedding will do and what generator requirements are needed. Okay, the next thing we want to look at is an example of NEC 220.85. Alright, what we have here is 228 amps line, and because we have 2 units, there's no optional calculation available. So if you notice, you can only click the standard calculation. But if we do auto calculate, then it comes up with NEC 220.85 optional calculation, which it compares 3 units against 2, and it finds that the 2 unit standard is a higher amperage than the 3 units optional. So it goes ahead and modifies it to 3 units, but look what happens when you do a print off. The print off states that using NEC 220.85 3 units to calculate with only true units are 2. So it shows you the calculation with 3 calculation versus 2, and indicates that we only have 2 units true but 3 for calculation method only. And if you want to return it back to the 2 calculation method, just change this dwelling unit to 2, synchronize all units, and it'll go back to the original 2 standard calculation method. So let's go ahead and print it and look at it, and the statements go away about being option 220.85, and we're using true units of 2 on your calculation.